They didn't break into a vault. They didn't hold anyone at gunpoint. They didn't even step inside the bank. Instead, from thousands of miles away, hackers typed a few commands and nearly stole $1 billion from country's central bank. This is the true story of the Bangladesh bank heist, and how the global banking system barely noticed until it was almost too late. In 2016, Bangladesh Bank wasn't supposed to be vulnerable. It was the central bank of an entire nation, the institution responsible for holding foreign reserves, stabilizing the economy, and protecting national wealth. Its money wasn't kept in vaults in Dhaka alone. Much of it sat digitally inside the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, connected through the SWIFT system, the same global network used by the world's biggest banks. This system moved trillions of dollars daily, and it was built on one dangerous assumption: that banks could trust other banks. Months before the theft, hackers quietly infiltrated Bangladesh Bank's internal network. There was no dramatic breach. Alarms didn't go off, and no warning. Investigators later discovered outdated software, poor network segmentation, employees using unsecured systems. The attackers studied routines, observed transaction patterns, waited patiently. This wasn't a smash and grab. It was preparation. The hackers chose their moment carefully. Late Thursday night, heading into a weekend, when oversight would be weakest. Using stolen credentials, they accessed the SWIFT terminal inside Bangladesh Bank. From there, they began issuing fraudulent transfer requests, orders instructing the Federal Reserve to send massive sums of money overseas. The total amount requested? Nearly $1 billion. The money wasn't sent to a single account. It was split, small enough to avoid suspicion, large enough to cause devastation. Most of the transfers were flagged and stopped, not because of advanced cybersecurity, but because of a spelling mistake. One transaction referenced an organization with a misspelled name, triggering manual review. But 5 transfers slipped through. A total of $81 million vanished. The stolen funds didn't go to offshore banks. They went somewhere far more unexpected: casinos in the Philippines. The money was routed into accounts connected to gambling institutions, where anti-money laundering checks were weak. Large cash movements were common. Oversight was minimal. Within days, millions were converted into gambling chips, laundered, and partially withdrawn. By the time authorities realized what happened, the money was already scattered. Bangladesh Bank employees arrived at work expecting routine confirmations. Instead, they found chaos. Printers had stopped working. Transaction confirmations didn't match. Emails from the Federal Reserve raised questions. Within hours, the scale of the disaster became clear. $81 million was gone, and no one could explain how. The revelation stunned the world. This wasn't a commercial bank. This wasn't a private company. This was a central bank, hacked through the same system used by governments and global financial institutions. The SWIFT network insisted it wasn't compromised. Technically, they were right. The system worked exactly as designed. The problem wasn't SWIFT. It was trust. Multiple countries launched investigations. Bangladesh, the United States, the Philippines. Forensic teams analyzed logs. Cybersecurity experts traced malware. Law enforcement followed financial trails. What they uncovered was disturbing. The attackers knew how SWIFT messages were formatted, how banks verified transactions, how delays and weekends created blind spots. This wasn't amateur hacking. This was state-level sophistication. As evidence piled up, suspicion turned toward a familiar name: the Lazarus Group, a hacking organization widely linked to North Korea, already suspected in major cyber operations worldwide. Their signature matched: similar malware, identical operational patterns, and laundering techniques. While definitive attribution is difficult, intelligence agencies across multiple countries agreed. This attack bore all the hallmarks of Lazarus. The fallout in Bangladesh was immediate. Senior officials resigned. Public outrage erupted. Questions were asked about competence, security, and accountability. How could a nation's reserves be accessed so easily? Why were warnings ignored? And why was no one prepared? Not all the stolen money vanished. Through international cooperation, about $15 million was eventually recovered. The rest? Gone. Absorbed into global financial noise. Spent, laundered, and lost. The Bangladesh bank heist exposed uncomfortable truths. Global finance still relies on trust. Human oversight is often minimal. Legacy systems run modern economies. Cybersecurity often comes second to convenience. This wasn't just a hack, it was a warning. Despite reforms, the same vulnerabilities still exist. SWIFT remains essential. Banks remain interconnected. Humans still approve transactions. And as long as trust is automatic, it can be exploited. The Bangladesh bank heist wasn't just about money. It was about power. It showed that a keyboard could threaten a nation, that a financial system built on trust could be manipulated silently, and that the most dangerous robberies don't involve masks or guns. They involve patience, because when the world realized what had happened, the hackers were already gone.
Good evening.
This is Fraudify, where we unmask the world's biggest scams. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Fraudify for more.